about, the dollar is falling like a leaf. What does that mean to everybody in America? That means that your dollars are worth less and less and less. Now, I guess you haven't noticed that there is no inflation, but bread that used to cost 50 cents now costs $3.50.
That is right, folks. Of course, we all know that.
There's only one reason that this is actually going on, and that is every credit card purchase and every check that every American writes becomes new money in the economy. Through the banking system, through the Federal Reserve System, every credit charge, every loan, every check you write becomes new currency.
Yes.
That means that there's lots of more currency in our environment, don't it?
Yes.
Exponentially, every year, more and more and more currency, which devalues every dollar in your pocket. By the way, those dollars in your pocket are paper, friends. There is no intrinsic value to anything in your pocket. And that credit card contains electrons.
Yes.
Electrons. Now, physicists will tell you that electrons appear and disappear in a particular frequency. They are here and then they are not here. They are not stable in our physical reality.
That's correct.
Gold and silver, on the other hand, are stable commodities. Electrons as themselves do not exist. 80% of all commerce in the world, not just America, but in the world, 80% of all commerce is done electronically. In other words, the transfer of electrons.
That's right.
There is no stability in your currency or your credit card. There are no sureties. America went bankrupt in 1933.
Yes.
Go to our website, that is www.mayan, M-A-Y-A-N-M-A-J-I-X, that's Magix, but M-A-J-I-X.com. Go to Deeper Truth Files in the article section. Read, people. Read the facts. Do not listen to anyone. Read the established, recorded congressional facts about our economy and the basis of it.
You know, Ian, I do want to bring this up now that you've said that. I have noticed a trend lately in marketing that those in the know, if you will, those that have gone to school and studied and looked at graphs and rhythms and cycles as part of their curriculum, realize that the middle class is going away. And now when they do their pitch, if you will, their advertisement, they do it to the small 20% that are not middle class, upper class, and that I'm starting to see it in so many ways. For example, you may have seen that Lexus commercial, which I thought was outrageous. Here is a commercial where somebody is given a Lexus to their partner as a Christmas gift, and I'm starting to see that kind of thing in many, many areas. I'd like your comment on the possible fall of the middle class.
Well, hey, Lexus is wimpy. Buy a Hummer. That way you own the goddamn road.
Ian, I have to bleep you out.
Sorry. Own the road.
Gotcha.
That way you own the road. Yeah, that's happening. As a matter of fact, what's going on, guys? Imagine a backroom power broker poker game going on. These guys, if you believe in the Illuminati or whatever, it doesn't matter. These guys know that the end of our system is very, very close. They know because they have engineered it all along. And they, right now, are grabbing every chip off the table. It jiggers, here comes consciousness. And what they're doing is scraping every chip off the table. That includes your house, that includes your business, that includes, well, your job. They're going to grab every single thing they can off the table right now.
Will there be a point where no longer can we be in denial? And do you believe that it's actually possible that there could be an uprising in this day and time?
April 23rd is the same date of consciousness as April 12th of 1861.
Are you suggesting that 1 week after tax day, that, which, by the way, I don't know if you realize that, but April 15th, that one day after our taxes are due of April 15th, or excuse me, 1 week after they're due, that something may happen?
I'm suggesting that there's a lot happening right now which will increase in its unsufferability until the population rises up, as they have throughout all of history, and overthrown unscrupulous leaders.
Oh, this is going to be interesting.
Of course it's going to be interesting.
Now, Ian, by the way, folks, we're at the bottom of the hour. Well, we're actually 7 minutes past the bottom of the hour. Forgive me for not welcoming those that have just tuned in. You're listening to Ian Lungold, creator of the Mayan Codex, which explains to those, many of us, including me, who has a very difficult time in understanding the Mayan calendar. He calls it the Mayan Conversion Codex, and it's really quite an instrument to have. You can get all this on his website at MayanMagix.com. I'll spell it for you, just as he did, www.MayanMagix.com. He has a full array of news, commentary, and events that are coming up. His site, he's really beefed it up. It's looking wonderful. Be sure and check him out. Now, folks, we've been talking about, social status, about where communities are going, and especially the United States, which was once the powerhouse of the world, which many of us had also realized that it's also just another Roman Empire. And like all empires, with no exception, there is a rise and a fall. And Ian is suggesting that we are at the cusp of that fall now. Ian?
Yes. Well, people, now is the time to raise your head and look around. And for everyone that you care about, for every person that you want to time and company with, advise them of this situation, and advise them with facts, not just your opinion or your fears, but apprise them of the facts that state that every night of any consciousness cycle has been an economic debacle. 2001 of this year was the beginning of the second night of this consciousness cycle that we're in. And we all experienced something called the tech bubble bursting. Do you remember?
Oh, yes, the dot-coms. The
dot-com burst. That happened during the second night of this cycle. If you carefully go back, and now we have all these dates recorded at Mayan Magix, and there is a particular article under Mayan calendar. It's by Dr. Carl Coleman, and he lays out all of the cycles of economic growth, and economic depression through these consciousness cycles of the